Yeah, well, she's exactly right. We do simulate that stuff regularly, and I think, they can't get enough of the repetition piece of it, but I also think it's deeper than that. It's an emotional and it's a feeling type of event going on with our returners of having never been in those moments and what are they emotionally going through. So we spend a lot more time on one-on-one meetings, a lot of one-on-one approach. What are you thinking about during that time of the game? Where's your mind? What are you locked in on? What are you focused on? What are you thinking about? And I think that's the next step, and I think that's where we're going to make the most headway in those moments is the drilling of it in practices and the games. I mean, that's happening over and over again. It's a little bit deeper than that of finishing with the belief that, yes, we can win this game. We will win this game, and this is how we're going to do it. And this is what I personally am going to do to help us in those moments. So that's what we spent a lot of time on recently.
When you sit in there with one-on-one, how do you necessarily coach that next step to girls who haven't been there after, the last couple of years?
Yeah, it's a great question, but you got to get them to believe, number one, and number two, see the end result. What does that look like? What's it going to look like afterwards? And we're sitting in the locker room with that victory. What does it look like for our community, for the university? And because we're so close, we are truly so close. There's 4 games that are 2 to 4 possessions, and it's just like, wow, that was a 30-point loss last year, and we actually could have won the game. And so I think it's baby steps, but we're making them and we're taking them, and we'll get one of these. We'll get one of them. I feel very confident about that.
Is it hard as a coach to play the fine line of not letting them kind of absorb that frustration, but knowing this isn't okay and we need to take that step? How do you play that as a coach?
Yeah, it is. There is a psychological piece of that, and we balance it pretty well. I think, for me, it's always been the truth. Film doesn't lie, numbers don't lie, and things that we can just truthfully show them, and you can always keep repeating the truth because it is the truth. And I think that's been part of my philosophy in all these rebuilds, is to stay on things that are very factual, and then also work on the psychology piece as well.
What do you think you've learned from your team, kind of seeing how these fourth quarters have gone in the last couple of games in the Big 12 so far?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just been that, exactly how hard of a time they have been through, how much it's kind of scarred them, and the scar tissue of that, and what we're really still trying to push through and tear through and break through, and just finishing that off. They're just so close, and they've come a long way. So we're right there, and so the next step is to finish it off, obviously. But I think for me, the biggest takeaway is just, how difficult that has been for them.
What are you expecting matchup-wise with West Virginia?
Yeah, to have 2 tremendous scorers. Tynese Martin is just amazing. And so ultimately, you have to defensively focus on those 2 kids quite a bit. We know that, and we'll spend time on that. But they're a very good defensive team. They bring a lot more physicality defensively, probably similar to the Kansas game most recently for us. They're going to get out and deny passing lanes and really push you around at the guard position. So handling physicality will be important at West Virginia.
Do you almost feel like that if this team were to get one Big 12 win, that it really starts to snowball at that point, because at that point you completely turn the tide?
Yes, because I look at Kansas a little differently. That's the one game they did win last year. So I think in that moment they believed that one, and they were confident. In these other ones, it's uncharted territory. So I think you nailed it in that you get one, and okay, here we go. And I think when we're in that moment, the next time it's a little more comfortable. It's kind of like Brady yesterday. There's time on the clock. You feel confident he's going to get it done. Unfortunately, yesterday, but for Patrick Mahomes fans, but it's just I think it's that you get that one win, and it's gonna take care of a lot of things.
How hard is it to teach a team how to win a game?
It's very difficult. It's probably the most difficult, and the mental aspect of it is tremendously difficult because. We can draw up all kinds of plays and schemes and things like that. That's not at issue here. It's more so the mental side of it, of staying in that moment of the play and finishing it out at a high level and not expecting something bad to happen.
You also know that these girls know what to do, and they've executed during the game. You'll have those leads. Is the thought gone through your mind, guys, just play. You know what to do, just go do it?
Well, many thoughts have gone through the mind, but, it doesn't change the reality of they haven't done it. And no matter what we say, it's going to ultimately be the experience of achieving it and feeling it and emotionally knowing that, oh, this is pretty cool. We can do it.
Brewer picked up Co-Big 12 Player of the Week. That's got to mean something special for you and the team.
It's huge. You know, we keep getting these Player of the Week honors, and credit to Jessica for the information she's producing on that, because that's huge when you send that in. It's just that, you know, I'm so happy for them, and you know, it's hard to get after a loss. The fact that, you know, that's something I've talked to them about. The fact that the conference is recognizing them with these weekly awards speaks volumes. They've taken notice that Texas Tech is not the old Tech, and we're really moving forward here and we're on to something big, and just we're so close. And these weekly awards are another part of that, and you know, very happy for Brittany. She earned it, obviously.
Coach, you talk about the mental aspect of the game. I'm just curious, from all your years coaching, have you ever brought in a sports psychologist of some sort to talk to the girls about mentality and practice and games and such?
Yeah, we do different things, but in this particular case, I think coming from me is most important right now. I actually talk to a lot of people. One of the guys that's my good friend is a high-level sports psych guy, and we talk all the time, and he's tremendous. But you know, we're not big on someone just popping in for a day. I don't think that solves a lot. We're big on the longevity of what we are doing and how it sticks and how we can build from it. So short answer, yes, but more through me this year.